okay to tap, and then, you learn that way.
Got it. Sounds good.
Ready to spar with Pete? Real light. Pete's gonna go light.
Sure.
We just go a couple, maybe 10 minutes. Go. Have fun. Be safe.
Coach.
That's all right, good. And as he learns to, if he goes on and ramps it on a little too quick, he'll gauge. He'll gauge you, and then he'll slow it down. Like that, did that hurt?
No.
Okay, good. But you were just, that's okay, and that's okay. But also, as you go hard, he has to keep up with you in the race. So he goes harder, and then either way, I'm glad you're safe, and go again. Have fun. Teach Me Grappling. What's up, guys? I'm back, and Alejandro shoots a nice little high crotch. Pete's locking in the crotch. Pete, who's on top, big boy, he's a blue belt, going with a beginner first day. The guy's got some high school wrestling experience or youth wrestling experience. Right there, Pete's neck didn't look too good. Pete's very flexible, so he doesn't mind that. But on mats, that's one thing. On concrete, whole another thing. We're playing a little half guard right here, working with a strong guy. Alejandro's pretty strong. Again, at this time, I didn't think he told me, he didn't tell me he was a wrestler. But you see by his movement, tried to spin to the back, and then Pete captured his leg. That's a good opportunity to get into a leg lock, like a knee bar, or possible other leg lock entry. I'm calling for like a waiter sweep right here, but Pete's not totally familiar with this position. So when he ends up sweeping Alejandro, check it. He sweeps him over, and then he ends up exposing his heel right there. That's not good. If a guy knows a heel hook, that can be really dangerous for Pete, who's on top. So right now I'm trying to encourage him to not get injured, try to get his knee out safely, and that way he can get back on top. This is a classic example of a beginner going with a little bit more experienced guy like a blue belt and then falling right into the knee bar. You guys see it? It's right there. And Pete sees it, and that's it. What's cool about that situation is after Pete swept you, he ended up in a bad spot normally, but you didn't know the attack. So. Yeah, but it's also a very dangerous move. I wouldn't want him going for heel hooks on you. And if you're new, you probably shouldn't be doing it to him just yet.
Okay.
But go ahead.
He's a pacer kid. I don't want to watch him.
Yeah. As long as we're safe, we get a good workout. That's what we want. All right, back again. Two guys pulling on the head, using their collar ties. There's an ankle pick attempt by Big Pete. No dice. Doesn't get it. He's pressuring into Alejandro, pushing him around, which is nice. I like the aggression. Again, Pete's not a wrestler, but he's also allowing Alejandro to make his moves. Nice double leg. On this practice, Alejandro's first class ever, we worked on takedowns. And at this point in time, ooh, look at that ghost. He did not control the arm the way he's supposed to. So, and now he's got the phantom working. So here's a look at the phantom working against a first day guy. Now Alejandro runs to the back, and check out this Kimura. Slow. Now you go real slow. Slow. Okay. So then at the end, that was probably like a quick, like an early tap. Probably because you weren't really in that much danger at that moment. You were in danger earlier when I was saying slow. Because he may not know how to roll, and your falling body weight might cause the Kimura to go a little quicker than expected. But either way, I'm just glad everybody's safe. Let's go again. Okay, back at it, up on our feet. Pete's working the collar tie. You can see Alejandro. Ooh, nice little slide by attempt by Pete. I was going to say Alejandro's trying to jockey inside for inside position up on the feet. Notice Pete baiting, giving the leg. Nice high crotch to a double. Puts him in a little bit of a guillotine. But Alejandro pulls his head out. He's in a half guard. And now it looks right here like he's got a nice position with Pete's arm hanging out. Pete's grabbing for the lat muscle. He's looking for something right here. It's kind of hard to tell what he might be looking for, but then he kind of gets mounted, recovers half guard. Now check this out, guys. Basics. Notice, Pete's on the bottom using a lockdown with half guard, but look, his hip is free on the left, and Alejandro's doing the wrong thing by going around the neck with his right arm. And you see that lockdown. I was a little concerned about Alejandro's knee, and then I just tell Pete, hey, you need to just go to the back.
Just go towards his back. Good job. See the simple move, Pete? Good job. Protect him. Okay, good job.
So, you know what I like about this, Pete? Like, where you're thinking like jiu-jitsu technique, like lockdown. I'm gonna like do some moves, right, from the lockdown, and then the simple approach. The guy's on top of you, but he's giving you the underhook on the same side as your free leg on the half guard. You just slide out to the back, and then that's got to teach you. You always got to overhook a wizard. Can you go to that position just once?
Which one is
This
it?
will give you a breather. So this will give you a little breather. So while we're here, this leg is the one that's trapped. So
Yeah,
this is his free leg, and you were like this, right? And I think you might have had an underhook. I think you might have had an underhook. Yeah. So he's like this. So at first, Pete was using the lockdown. He's trying to figure out how to use the lockdown to roll you over, remember? And all this, and I'm just like looking at it going, well, we have a lockdown, that's good. This is called a lockdown. See how you can't pull your leg out?
Yeah, I
try to
can't.
pull it
I
out.
was trying, I couldn't do it at all.
Yeah, it won't come out.
I almost thought it was a submission.
But now on a very basic level of jiu-jitsu, we have an underhook on the same side as our hip is free. Our hip is free here, and we have this underhook. So his simple plan is, we don't need the lockdown. We could just get up on our side. We're gonna go towards the back. And so what happened was, he got up, show him how it worked. How he just started to scoot out, and he got on top of you. See that?
Yeah.
Very basic move. So for you, get an overhook. Go. Now your first introduction to what's called the wizard. So
here,
he goes towards your back, get an overhook. That's this. Right here, look. Now if he goes, just pulse your left hand for right now. If he tries to get up, you're like keeping him down with that overhook. See that?
got it.
This is like a barrier, so he can't slide behind your back.
Got
He
it.
can still do a lot of other moves, but at least you're stopping him from the immediate back take or reversing you.
Got it.
If he tries to chuck you that way, you can kind of shut it down.
Got it.
But without that, if you grab his neck, look what happens. No, with the other one. Grab his neck with this one.
Oh.
Yeah, look what happens. You see that?
Yeah.
And that's the beginner mistake of everyone makes in the beginning. So basic jiu-jitsu, we need that. We need that for Pete. We also need it for you.
Got it. So wizard, if they try to push me.
Yeah. And if you're ever in Pete's position, try to remember that. You just kind of scoot out. You do what's called a shrimp or a hip escape,
Okay.
and you go to their back.
What the heck did he have in my legs?
That's called a lockdown. He kind of double locks your leg
Okay.
by locking it one way, and he leaves his other foot under your ankle.
Got it.
And then we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
I thought it was a submission. Oh, got it.
Yeah, it can be. I was a little worried about your knee, so I want to make sure that Pete doesn't do anything that you're unaware of. When we're aware of techniques, we can defend them by moving our body. But if we don't know how to move our body properly, him doing a lockdown hard in one direction could take your knee in a direction that's not safe. And it takes experience. Let's go again. Everybody's beginning in jiu-jitsu or grappling is similar to this. Most of the time, you end up getting this awakening. Again, Alejandro's a tough dude, strong guy. You know, he's got a little bit of wrestling. Look at that. Nice little drive. Taking Pete down, but Pete kind of scrambles back up. And check out the hand control. That's one reason, or one point right there, which I'd like to point out, that getting hand control and learning how to escape from your opponent from the rear bear hug is really, really important. So I liked seeing that right here. Pete kind of flops to the guard. Again, classic example, going for the Kimura. Just not doing anything too crazy hard. You know, he's using a little bit of strength when he needs it, but just trying to find the techniques against the beginner. The first day guy is bound to make mistakes with his limbs, turning his back and such. And eventually, you end up here. That's called a Kimura, shoulder lock. So, common move, real basic move. Try not to ever let your arm pop out behind your back, because that's when it gets bad.
Is that where it was going?
Yeah, once it starts to go behind your back, then you want to try to roll out. You know how to do a forward roll? So, like if this arm's being attacked, I want to do a shoulder roll so that the pain goes away. So, see if I have a Kimura right here, once his hand comes behind his back, he now has to shoulder roll or a somersault, and now there's no more pressure on his arm, and he can pull his arm right out of there. See that?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a great first experience for a beginner. This is really, couldn't ask for anything more for Alejandro. Getting the feel of what the technique is like. Look at that, in on a takedown, getting sprawled on, and then check out this right here. Goes for the Peruvian, but doesn't make the angle proper and turns it into something else.
Yeah.
At that point, Pete, go towards Anaconda. You didn't cut the angle for Peruvian?
Yeah.
So just lock Anaconda. Yeah. Especially with your long arms. So last time, I'm going to be here with you guys, and then I'm going to let it all just play out. Hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of narration and seeing a guy on his first day, catching it all on video for Alejandro for his first time. Do you remember your first time? Do you remember what it was like? And wouldn't it be cool to have your first time on video? So check out, shoots the double leg, gets sprawled on, heavy Pete on him. Pete's going to look for that darce. And then check this out, what happens when it slips right out. He makes a little mistake as he goes. I tried to warn him. I was like, simple stuff wins. Here's the moment right here. Wizard, overhook. And the same move worked again. Yeah. Now you gotta try to roll over if you can. Try to roll over. Try to get your legs free. Protect your neck.
I rolled right.
That's all right.
My neck right to it.
Yeah. So going to your stomach is like a common thing. Like you go to your stomach so you can get back up. You know, but we don't want to do push-ups with a guy that big on our back. Just, I know it's hard. Seems like you're trapped. All your energy has to be into twisting and rolling to your side so that you can get back to a facing, front facing. Then you're not exposing your neck to him. So,
Good.
You got good cardio though. You're doing great. Guy looks like he might have wrestled in high school like 1 year already. Slow, slow. Try to, you know, limbs are always going to get extended sometimes. If your limb is extended, always think like elbows back in. Again, there's many variations and entries and setups, but basic stuff. Keep your elbows back towards your body so you don't expose your limbs. That's all I can say about that for right now today. Yeah. Let's go one more. One more and we're done.
Oh, geez.
You're okay. Nice job. Try to get in the mount position or the side. Yeah, maybe you can create a choke.
Okay.
Try to go to his back. Slow, slow, slow and control. running out of real estate. But you guys feel comfortable in the face, keep going.
Oh God.
So you want to try to bump him to one side and then get his leg back between your legs. With what we call the shrimp, the hip escape. But, or bridge and roll him over. Was that fun?
That was.
Hey, you did great. First day, man. Awesome. That was cool. Hey, your takedowns look amazing. Like even though he's a big guy, man, and you were like every time like getting the setups down that we worked, boom, getting into here. You had a great drive to you. I mean, like, man, if Pete wasn't as big as he is, I mean, you still took him down, but like, you know, if he wasn't as big as he is, it would have been way easier to like implement all of that. You're built for some takedowns, man, automatically.
You let me, I felt it.
Yeah, maybe a little, but still, the technique is still there.
Okay.
What sports did you play?
Everything.
You played football?
Yeah, I did a little wrestling when I was
Okay.
when I was like 9 or 10, that was just freestyle.
Okay, nice. So you had a little bit, nice.
A little bit, but not
that makes way more sense now because I kind of was like, man, do I really deserve credit for teaching you how to do that? So anyway, it kind of looked like you had some experience.
Thank you, that means a lot.
Beautiful job. Nice job. Yeah.
Thank you so much, man.
Good job.
Appreciate the work.
Nice work.
Sorry, can be.
No, you're good.
No, that was perfect. First time. That's amazing. All right.
How'd you feel? It's good. You got a good sweat.
That was a rude awakening.
Fine.